Zelensky and Donald Tusk reached an agreement on massacre of up to 100,000 Poles by Ukrainian nationalists. Poland has had a breakthrough in a painful historical dispute with Ukraine after it is said its neighbor had agreed to allow exhumations of Polish citizens massacred by Ukrainian nationalists in the Second World War. Warsaw is one of the Ukrainian strongest supporters in the EU, offering military and diplomatic support, but for years ties have been strained over a historic atrocity. The massacre of as many as 100,000 Polish citizens by Ukrainian nationalists between 1943 to 1945. So you see, for years, Ukraine and Poland have been having strained issues because of this massacre that was carried out by the Ukrainian nationalists for 2 years during the time of 1943 to 1945. And as a matter of fact, it's not even only Polish citizens that were killed or were massacred by these Ukrainian nationalists. It is equally recorded that the Polish government has said that in July and August 1943, 40,000, 60,000 Polish people, mainly women and children, were killed in Volhynia. As many as 40,000 more Polish nationals were murdered in the region of Eastern Galicia. Jews, Czechs, Hungaries, Russians, and Ukrainians trying to help their neighbors were also victims of the mass killings, according to the historians. So, why I'm reading this news. It's good that Poland and Ukraine have reached an agreement to start exhumations and to allow families, relatives to have the remaining of their family members in order to bury them in dignity. You see, why am I reading this? It's good for the Poland people, it's good for the Ukrainian people, so they can move away from this ugly past. But what about the massacres our invaders carried out in our soils? What about the over 5 million massacres of the Biafran children? The world is not even talking about them. So why am I saying all this? There's a whole lot of massacre that went on that has not been addressed today in Africa. So what am I saying in essence? It is high time our people should know that it is only we that can defend we. It is only we that can unite and fight 100% or stand by 100% interest of we Africans and our continent. Because the more each day breaks, it becomes more clearer and clearer, even to the deaf and dumb, that whenever African issue is presented at international stage, there's always a double standard. Our issue is not being treated the same way the issues of the other part of the West is being treated. Just for example, when it comes to borrowing money from IMF or World Bank, the countries from the West get loan at 3% interest. Africa gets at 19% interest. That is just one example. And there are many more. And what happened in Rwanda? Nobody from the government in France then has been held accountable or invited to the ICC. That is also another example. So the earlier we Africans come in terms with reality that it is our duty to protect ourselves, our people, and our continent, the better for all of us.